Good morning. It is November, and I'm over here loading up eggs on my truck to take in to Jenny at the farmer's market. Chickens are doing good. I've got a lot of them now, so I think I need to sell some of them to the city for meat, because they keep coming. They keep reproducing. I've got a full truck of eggs here. And I think this might be the last time I sell eggs. I've got a lot going on. Let's tell you about what's on the go as we drive. Let me just make sure I've got this gate loaded up. Okay, all good. All right. So, if you remember how much money I had last time you saw me, the money has changed a lot. When I spoke to you last, I had been approached by somebody at the pizzeria to go into Old Town and try to find out what happened to those missing tourists. And given the money they were offering me and all of my goals and plans for expanding out here, I decided I really should just do it. So I did. I spent a lot of time last month, at the end of the month, heading over to Old Town, trying to see what I could see. These trees are just gorgeous. They've gotten so big. I love it. And I found what happened to them. And it wasn't pretty. But I got the information and gave it to the father who wanted to figure out what happened to their kid and made money from it, which I still feel a little bit weird about. But I ended up buying this property here. So I've cleared the sand off already. You can sort of see it goes over to this area and then all the way back to the wall there. So my plan is to put like a depot on this property to have like a building where a bigger building than any of the ones I have right now, where all of the equipment can be stored, or as much of it as I can easily fit there, and have a little area where my workers who are coming from the city can sort of go in and get dispatched out to various jobs, and maybe have like a slurry pit or something for overflow from the cows and the pigs, and just, a central place where everything can be stored and dispatched out to other parts of the farm. It's expanding quite a lot out here, and everything is sort of spread out. I've got the harvester over there in my main yard. I've got that little building there that's got a bunch of stuff for field work. I've got that other little building by the cow yard for the Grasswork. And people are now going into the various factories and things. So it's just a lot of stuff spread everywhere. And I'm trying to give like a centralized spot, so it'll be easier for people to figure out what they need to be doing and get the equipment that they need to do it. It's been kind of inefficient now that I've got more people. And Jacob has been having some trouble getting people to where they need to be to do the work. So this should help with that. The tourists who went missing, a lot of people, I think, thought maybe something similar to what happened to Leo might have happened to them, which Leo still hasn't talked about, but obviously he was missing for months. Or, I don't know what, the aliens somehow had something to do with it. Who knows? But the reality was much more mundane. Let me pull over here. I'll show you other plans down the road. It was much more mundane. They were exploring over there and got into an area where the buildings were unstable and some rubble had collapsed on them. It was pretty easy for me to find it because I've been over there a lot, and a very large building had just sort of come down. So I think they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's tragic and awful, but very explainable and mundane. Nothing supernatural or extraterrestrial, just boring stuff. So, as you can see here, we've got the rest of this rubble cleared off of this plot where the factory used to be. I spent more time helping Javon with that, and I also had Jacob over here with the truck helping to haul stuff away while I was over in Old Town investigating that other stuff. So this is now free. I've been talking to Javon about what he might want to do with this, and he basically said if I'm willing to do the co-op thing, he doesn't care about this plot, and I can use this if I want to because the foundation is already here and it's been plumbed in for electric and plumbing. So if I want to put up any other buildings or factories, he's willing to have me do that here on this property, and maybe even like sell me part of this as part of his entry fee into the co-op. So I've been putting a lot more thought into that and deciding what that would look like, and I've made some decisions there too, which I will tell you about. So I'm going to take him up on that, and I'm going to take this plot over, and when I get a little more money, I'm going to set up a bakery here. I've been using Javon's factory to bake bread from that recipe that Lisa gave me. I think it's time to have an actual bakery. So I've got a bunch of flour still left, and I've got these eggs, which I will be selling this time around, but in the future, I'm just going to have the eggs go directly to the bakery. I'm not going to sell them anymore. And we'll make some bread and maybe some cakes or pastries or things to sell to y'all in the city. So that is my plan there. Let me get these eggs unloaded here, and I'll come back in a few minutes and tell you what else I've got going on. I will catch you in a few minutes. Okay, well that's great. Jenny was able to give me around $55,000 for those eggs, which is really good. So that will help with putting up the new buildings and getting the depot constructed. That's going to cost a lot of money. I need a bigger building than anything I've had so far, and I'm also going to have to level the property there. It's pretty hilly, so that's going to be a very expensive proposition. I've cleared the sand off of that already and sold it. That's part of what I've been working on since I saw you last. There's so much going on. But I'm heading in this direction now because I want to show you what else I've spent money on. Eventually. If I can get through this intersection, which is always so busy. I hate it. I think I had mentioned to you before that Claude, who was the foreman of the food factory where I'd taken some goods for selling when I was doing some contracts, when I first moved out to the frontier. Claude, I had talked to him because the food factory had shut down. It had gone into bankruptcy and the owners had to shut it down. Claude thought that if I were able to reopen the food factory, he could probably get most of the workers back and we could have it up and running again pretty quickly. So as you know, I did all that harvesting last month and I had all this stuff, which I then needed to find something to do with. So I had been working with Claude to get that done, and I've bought the food factory. It's running again now. So Claude did actually manage to get most of the workers back, So we got a full house today. So yeah, we're running and producing goods here. I don't think they've got anything ready to ship out yet, but I think they will soon. There's sort of the loading area. It looks like they've made some trash. I may as well take this over to the recycling center for them. But yeah, I own the food factory now. And we'll be producing some canned goods, some soy milk and oils, and ketchup. I don't know what all. It's really sort of outside my wheelhouse. Claude is running all this for me. I don't have to think about it too much, but yeah. So now everything from here is going to have the Frontier Farmed label on it, because I'm stocking this solely with goods from the Frontier. But I have had no trouble selling it to people once I am able to produce goods. So I'm not concerned about it. And it seems to be helping you all in the city out. So that was quite an expensive venture to get that up and running again. But it's all good. And the other thing I have spent money on since I saw you last, I've spent so much money, is over here at the shop actually. Eddie let me know that a piece of used equipment had come in that I might actually want. And as usual, he was right. I did, so I bought it. So let's take a run over here. I can't pick it up with this truck, but I'll show you what I got anyway. It's a baler. Really big baler, actually, which is great. Let's hop out and take a look at it. So yeah, this bad boy I will use. I've been producing more straw than I'm able to actually store in my hayloft. I'm trying to store hay and straw for feeding the cows and for having for bedding for the animals. And when I'm planting cereal crops, there's more straw than I can store. So I've had to rent a baler the last couple times, and now I own a baler. So this was something like 60% off. It still cost me $70,000, but I own it now, and it's going to be more important to own equipment as I start up this co-op thing, which I decided to do. So I'm going to take this trash over to the recycling center, and then I'll meet you back on the farm and tell you what I'm planning to do with the co-op. The other thing I need to do this month is do some grass work. I need to get more silage fermenting for the cows. I don't think I have enough to see me through the winter. So I'm going to need to mow and pick that up and get it into the pit so it can start fermenting. So I'll work on that. I don't know if I'll record that because you've seen me do mowing and grass work a bunch. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll find out. But I'll catch you later with more news about what I've been up to. Okay, I've been to town, picked up my new baler. I've got that stuck in here with the other Grasswork equipment. Guess I can shut this up for now. That's everything for the winter. I've got the grass in the pit, and I compacted it, and it's covered over, so now it can start fermenting for my cows. And I got all of the grass stubble crushed down, so that's going to be nice and fertilized for spring when the time comes to get the next cut off the grass. Nelson called and would like me to come over to the dairy. He's got some chocolate ready for me to try, which I'm super excited about. So let's hop in here and get over to the dairy. He has been experimenting with some more recipes for cheese and butter, and they're turning out really well. Nelson's turning out to be kind of a genius with this stuff, which is amazing. Oh, manure and slurry. I had Jacob spread slurry on this field and manure on the field that had the sugar beets and also the cornfield, and that has been plowed, both of those fields. So 3 of these fields are fertilized and ready to go for spring planting. The soybean field probably will have to split spreading that with manure and slurry because I don't think we have enough of either. It's a really large field. But yeah, this will be ready to go and looking good. Great. Well, interesting. Well, that's Leo's truck. I haven't actually seen Leo in a while. He made it pretty clear he doesn't want anything to do with me, so I've been giving him space. I wonder why he's here. And I wonder why Nelson would call me over here if he knows Leo's here. He's been trying to be sensitive to this whole thing being a bit awkward between the two of us. Well, let me go taste some of this chocolate. Let me get out of here a little bit. Ugh. That was, interesting. Nelson's chocolate is amazing. He's doing some milk and some dark, and I love both of them. I don't know how he got so good at this. He's been just sort of experimenting, and it's fantastic. Leo is here, and he said the most dreaded words that humans can say to someone they're in a relationship with. We need to talk. But we're not in a relationship anymore. He made it clear he didn't want to date me anymore. So I don't know what he thinks we have to talk about. He's also being very cloak and dagger about everything. He won't talk to me here. He's making me drive out to the pizzeria after dark. I don't know what's going on. He did seem more like himself than he has in a while, and I was really happy to see that. But we need to talk, not here. Meet me by the pizzeria at 1 a.m. That is... well, it sounds very paranoid, and that's not really like Leo. So, I'm confused. I guess I'll find out what he wants. Maybe I'll bring you back in later? We'll see. If I don't see you again, then bye for now. I really don't come out here at night very often. It is creepy. Waiting for the UFO to start showing up. It's just about that time. I don't know why he would want to be out here right now. Siren. Ugh, creepy sound. Okay, well, I'm a little early. Guess I'll go inside and see if he's here. Ah. Forgot to turn off my headlights. Silly. Alright. I guess let's see what this is about. Well, Justin said he's not here, but there's the UFO. Right on cue. And the sirens have stopped. I've seen this a bunch of times now. I've been out here at the restaurant monitoring things, and it's still creepy AF. But also strange how clockwork it is. Well, where the heck is he? He said out here by the restaurant at 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. Maybe he's somewhere else? Who knows? I don't like having the lights on. Where is he? Did I just get stood up? What could he possibly need to talk about out here at this time of night? Under that thing. Well, I guess it can't be that important. Well, head back home, I suppose. Maybe I can still get some sleep. Well, he just called me and said I drove right by him. That's what all this cloak and dagger stuff gets you. Where the heck is he? Oh. Okay. Wish me luck.